Hey everyone, it's PK here. Hope you're doing really well. Beautiful Saturday morning. I am standing in front of my mulberry tree that I planted about 2 years ago, and you can see it's I don't know, you can see that it's giving nice mulberries. It's just about to ripen, and so I'm really looking forward to that. The small pleasures of life. So today I want to talk about data. So a couple of days ago I posted a client result on my Facebook. If you haven't checked it out, go and do that right now. It was about Simon and Jackie, who worked with me, and in about 2015 or 16, potentially end of 15, I think. And they invested down in Hobart, and they invested for $490,000. That was the purchase price. And after 3 years, it got revalued up to $645, I think. So it was like $165,000 increase in capital value. Now, the great thing about that property was that it was cash flow positive the whole time. So the initial yields upon purchase were, I think, about 5.5% or 6%. So back at interest rates at that time, interest rates were more like 5% or high 4s at the time. It was still cash flow positive. Now with that $165,000 of gain, that has meant every year the rent has increased by about $10 or $20. So over, fast forward 5 years, they're getting about $70 or $80 additional rent per week, and interest rates have come down. So that property is giving them close to $10,000 of passive income, completely passive, not having to do anything. And the great thing is that $165,000 of gain, they're able to utilize. They've actually harvested, and they've taken that out and bought, I think, 2 or 3 more properties. They haven't come back to me. No, that's not my business model. I just educate. So that they've done really well for themselves. And really, I don't want to bask in their glory on this video, but really I want to teach you how to do that, right? Because I think most people, when they think of research, they think of 2 things. Either it's going on realestate.com for hours and hours and hours and weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months trying to find a really good deal, or it's going to mainstream websites like CoreLogic, RP Data. It might be Smart Property Investor. It might be Microburbs. It might be Suburb Finder. It might be OldListings.com. It might be On the House. There's so many mainstream websites, and look, they all have their place in the world. But what I'm trying to tell you is that by going to those websites and gleaning that information, that is not going to allow you to pick a strong capital growth suburb that will increase in the short term as well as the long term, but also be positive cash flow the entire time. I mean, it's not really that hard to explain in one sense, because let's say you go onto realestate.com. How can you use that website to scan the 15,000 suburbs across Australia and really say which is the suburb that's best for you? Or even, how do you scan the 100 suburbs across Melbourne or the 100 suburbs across Adelaide or Brisbane and really pinpoint the best suburb for you based on data? Realestate.com doesn't give you that option, right? It doesn't give you enough data factors. It doesn't give you the ability to do that. Yet I hear so many people in their spare time, their mum or dads, they've got a business on the side, and every spare moment they're trying to become property investors by going on realestate.com and researching. But that's not research, that's just surfing the web, right? Because realestate.com won't get you that result. And neither will all those other websites that I've said. I think oftentimes we look for a magic solution. We look for a panacea someone out there that will just tell us the answer. Let's go to Smart Property Investor. We've heard the podcast. Let's go to the website and let's you know, have a read of various suburbs and then have a stab at one that someone else is recommending in an article, right? Or what we do is we go to On the House, or we go to Microburbs, and we spend hours and hours trying to figure out the suburbs, not really knowing what are the most important factors, not really knowing that things like population growth actually have zero impact on capital growth in the short term. And by utilizing these various, well, not utilizing, by surfing these various websites, we think we're researching, and we think we're going to be able to find a really good suburb that will grow in value and that will give us a passive income from day one. But the reality is that that is not going to work, right? The reality is that if we want that outcome, then those websites are not going to get us even close to that outcome. Because what we really need to do is figure out a system for ourselves, a proven way to analyze data, to figure out of the 30 or 40 factors that are important, which are more important than others, and weight them accordingly, understand how to analyze and review trends, understand of all those 30 to 40 data factors, how do we know that the data is actually strong or not strong? You know, is a 1% vacancy strong, or is it not strong? On the face of it would say, well, that's really strong, that's a tight vacancy market. But I can tell you right now that there are many situations where a 1% vacancy is something you need to be staying clear of if some other things aren't stacking up right. Okay, so I think what I'm trying to say is that the way that Jackie and Simon achieved that $165,000 capital gain that now gives them a close to $10,000 passive income, that has allowed them to buy 2 more properties, I think 2 or 3 more properties, is that they didn't waste any time doing all those things that I've just said, right? They didn't spend hours on realestate.com. They didn't go to all these different podcasts and seminars and websites and try to pick this from this one and pick that from this one and try to make up their mind, or simply scan what the experts are saying and see what suburbs they're suggesting and then really just buying there. That's what they didn't do. Because if they had done that, then I can tell you right now, in 2015, they would not have bought in Hobart, right? In 2015, they would have bought in Sydney, or they would have bought in Melbourne, and right now their property value, or end of 2015, their property value would not be too much more than back then. In fact, in 2015-16, most experts or most gurus were suggesting Logan. They were suggesting Woodridge, Kingston in affordable Brisbane, or Petrie or Callinga, or Launton in affordable Brisbane. And that really hasn't done too well either. Okay, so the message here is, if you're a brand new property investor or you are an experienced property investor, it doesn't matter. If you're looking for short-term capital growth, if you want to actually have your property go up in value in the first year, 2 years, 3 years, so that you can take that equity out and buy again, and if simultaneously, you know, like 2, things on the railway track, you need both of those rails for a train to go along. If you want capital growth and simultaneously you want positive cash flow, then you need to learn how to do suburb research, because it's the suburb that gives you that outcome, not necessarily the property. The property is just a concomitant factor if you've got the suburb research done right. And suburb research, against all popular wisdom, or at least all mainstream wisdom, is not done on realestate.com. There's no way you can do suburb research on realestate.com, nor is it done in any level of rigor on websites like On the House, Microburbs, Smart Property Investor. There's so many of them out there, right? So don't look for a magic solution just because someone in an article, a buyer's agent or some expert has said, oh, look, this suburb is looking good in Brisbane, or this suburb is looking good in Adelaide or wherever. Don't put your chips on that person's opinion. The experts and gurus also don't necessarily know what's going on. Otherwise, they would all be, super well off. The message that I'm trying to convey here in this video, as authentically as I can, is the way that you get results in property investment, like Simon and Jackie, and go back to that post from a couple of days ago if you want to read about their story in a little bit more detail. The way you get results is by ignoring popular mainstream websites and doing scientific data research, by getting the raw data. It's not hard, you don't need to be a data scientist or good at math to do this. By getting the raw data and applying a proven, tested system that actually works. And the way that we know that it works is that you can retrospectively apply this system. It's not a software, it's just a methodology, to any suburb in the past, and you can see whether the system recommended that the suburb would go up or not. And you can see what actually happened. And that's the way that we get some more confidence in the system. And Simon and Jackie are really, really good examples of people who took a bit of a leap of faith and saying, look, I'm going to step away from the mainstream and really take charge of my property investing. I want to learn how to do it myself. I don't want to be sold a property. I just want to learn how to do this myself. I want to take ownership. So if you're in the position where you're just spending weeks and weeks and hours and months doing research, and if you feel like you're going in circles, then I'll pop a link right below and you can click that and find out more about Simon and Jackie and other people that have been successful using data. And also you can DM me. Equally, if you have been doing the mainstream way and have been getting results, then please let me know. I mean, if you're doing something right, if you're doing something and it's working, no need to change that. But I can guarantee that for 99% of the people out there that are using realestate.com, Domain, all the free websites, including, by the way, CoreLogic, RP Data, to do research, it's not going to work, right? Because there is no way in any of those websites, including CoreLogic, RP Data, Residex, all of those, that you can take hundreds of suburbs, apply a filtering mechanism, and come out with your top suburbs that will grow in value. Okay, there's no way you can do that in any of those sources of data. So hopefully that was useful. I am looking forward to helping you guys, and if you have any questions, just pop them below in the video comments. If you have any comments or if you disagree, you know, put them below in the video comments. Otherwise, DM me if you want to find more information, or just click the link below. All right, guys, hopefully that was super useful. Thanks for tuning in. My name's PK. Have a fantastic weekend. Catch ya. Bye.